Welcome, everybody, to the Pipala show. Before we get started, real quick, Please subscribe to the channel. I need it. I want to get monetized quick on YouTube. Also, give me a like, give me a comment in the description. You're going to find a link in the description. If you want to buy any of my merch at all, please contribute. I'm broke. Anyway, that's all. Hello, Doubted. Everybody, Doubted. Introduce yourself, bro. I'm really happy to have you on.
Yeah, I mean, we had the podcast over Zoom about 2.5 months ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now we actually get to sit face to face and interact with each other, man.
Of course.
Feels great to be home for the time that I'm here. This is the vibe, and love what you guys got going on. Like I said, we made it happen. So I'm a musician, singer-songwriter. I am from Youngstown, Ohio, but I'm based in Orlando, working there, selling music to people in the industry, advancing my own career as well as a performer. Looking forward to a huge 2023. So if you haven't heard it yet, you heard it here first.
That's awesome, man. This isn't actually the first time that we've met in person. I saw you on Tuesday, ironically, at Walmart.
Yeah, I was like, Luke, dude, what's up?
I was like, holy shit,
I was like,
him.
dude, you're so much taller in person than I thought you would be. Because I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'4". I'm like, oh, he's hanging right there with me. So
I was wearing Tim's.
That's like an inch and a half.
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
it's like, damn, bro.
Exactly.
I was like, this cat used to hoop or something, dude.
Back in the day, yeah. Tell everybody what you've been doing back home. You've been really busy.
Being here or in Florida? Oh, man, I've just been reconnecting with everybody that I missed. I was gone for 7.5 months. Getting straight back to the studio. You know, the work doesn't stop. I have a few video concepts I'm going to be shooting as well. It's just really nice to see familiar faces. Because when I was down in Florida, I'm just seeing different people, at all times of the day. And I don't know, man. It's refreshing to be here, but it's also reminding me on why I need to get back to where I'm at.
Of course, yeah. I don't know if you're comfortable talking about like that music video that you described to us. If not, completely fine. But like, would you be comfortable telling people like about it? Because it was interesting as hell.
Yeah. So I mean, it's for the first song that's coming out this year. I've been teasing it for a couple months. It's actually the first song I recorded in Florida. It's called "Falling." It's a very catchy song. Put a lot of work into it. It's a very emotional song. The whole backdrop and plot of the song, it's almost like a Groundhog's Day effect of like emotional abuse within a relationship. And the whole plot of the video is, like I said, almost like a Groundhog's Day effect, where you're coming back to that person because that's what you really think love is, and you're confused with love itself. So the video, I'm not going to get too into it because we still are developing the concept, but we're going to be shooting it within the next 2 weeks. It's kind of hard to balance everything going on because you have Christmas. We're trying to put it in between Christmas and New Year's, and we have the car, the model, the location all ready to go. And I'm really looking forward to it. And the guy who's shooting it, Alex AT, the owner of Nexus, wicked eye, very good with his production, and I trust him. He's got the keys to the boat for that whole project, and I wouldn't want to work with anyone else locally for sure, just for this project.
Damn.
Just for this project. I fuck with Trey.
I just caught a stray.
No.
Stray.
There's that connection there,
Wow.
Oh, Trey, you got it going on,
That's wild, dude.
Trey, we got other concepts we're going to work on.
Don't worry about it.
This one's been in the bag and planned.
Don't worry about it.
If you need anybody, and I'm not trying to be a clout chaser, but if you need any like help in terms of like moving shit around, whatever, I don't want to be in the video. I don't want to fuck anything.
See, I want to say something. And the thing that sucks is like, we're paying for all these things, and it's nice to have connections when people are like, yeah, bro, I'll help you. But there's always those people who are like, yeah, I'll help you out, but can I be in the video?
Yeah, I don't want to fuck up your shit.
No, you're fine. You have to understand it's bigger than that. It's bigger than me. It's a whole plot behind it. I'm acting in this video. I'm not even going to be I'm not going to be performing. It's going to be my acting debut, as they say. So,
Luke has an acting spot in a pretty big television show coming up soon.
Really?
Swear to God.
Yeah.
No, inform me, please. I'm interested.
The mayor of Kingston. This is going to be the first time.
With Hawkeye, dude.
We talked about it on the last one.
With Hawkeye.
You mean like Jeremy?
As in Jeremy Renner,
I'll tell the story again. Yeah. Fuck, you're going to hear this on the episode with Mikey Morris in 2 weeks. But, all right, so what happened was I got this email in like June just to be an extra. Film for the show, Mayor of Kingston, and they filmed in Pittsburgh.
I think I've heard the
yeah.
Yeah.
It's with Jeremy Renner, the guy who played Hawkeye, and then the coach from Friday Night Lights too.
Oh, those are two ballers.
Yeah. He was also in The Wolf of Wall Street. Anyway, hell of a guy. So they gave me food. It was like I got there at like 11. They gave me a full breakfast buffet. And they shipped us all on a bus. They took us to this like fitness studio, right? And that's where they were like holding all of the extras. There was about 150 extras stuffed in there, bro. They had a big ass TV. We were watching movies. Like Shrek was on there, like Kung Fu Panda was on there, and then we watched Thursday Night Football. So I'm sitting in that room from like 1, made like a bunch of friends there. We have like a group chat where we all just start talking. We like nerded out, bro. We're talking about comic books. We're talking about sports. We ended up talking about Dungeons and Dragons. All put each other like in a group chat and shit.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. But the casting director was pissing me off. They start calling people like 4 o'clock, right? And so little by little, the room keeps emptying and emptying and emptying. And would you believe I was one of the last 10 people that didn't get picked, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm just sitting there kind of pissed off because all the friends I made, they're in scenes and shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm just standing there. Somehow I get turned around and all of a sudden, before I knew what I was talking about, like the deep state with some guy, just like political conspiracies for no reason. Like just stupid shit. Yeah. And then finally at like 12:30, bro, they called my name. Everybody's cheering for me.
This dude was like,
yeah, I know. I got really excited because I was starting to fall asleep, bro.
Yeah.
I'd been up for so long. So I was in this scene. Basically, I had I was a couple. So I had a fake girlfriend that I was like playing her boyfriend, whatever. And then there was another couple. Our like responsibility was like to be on a street corner. We were supposed to like quote unquote like talk to each other, which that's the most awkward thing. If you've ever been in that situation, you can kind of guess how it is. You're just basically pretending to have conversations with people, like the mannerisms and some shit. Yeah. And but some people really like act the shit out of it to the point where it's like overacting.
Yeah.
And like when
you gotta be natural with it.
Yeah,
you know?
I would just make fun of people because I don't know, that's like my thing. But you'd be surprised, like how many people were like self-centered and would like approach you and just talk about themselves, because you know actors, it's a shame.
Yeah,
I talked about this in 2 episodes. Like these people, this one lady, I was in line, right? We're just waiting, and she automatically just starts talking about her career to this random lady. I had no clue that they knew each other, but another lady that I was with, just in line, it was the first time that she was doing anything like this, and she asked, "Oh, have I seen you in anything?" And she automatically assumed, she's like, "Yes, you've seen me in a commercial. I did a commercial for a college recently."
You're like, "I didn't see that. What are you talking about?"
She's like, I did a pharmacy commercial." She was real serious about it bro.
And there's so many people who are like that in that field. It's kind of like crazy. You just got to weave through. It's like a needle in a haystack type of thing. And those directors and casting agencies see through that. Yeah. And if you're a star, they'll know, or if you're just full of yourself, they know too. It's just weaving through, and me personally, I see through it straight.
Exactly.
I'm a straight shooter. I see right through it. I'm like, okay, I'll let you talk about yourself for about like 5 minutes, and then my attention deficit will eventually take over, and I'm just like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, 100%, bro. And you'll come to realize
cool
too,
story.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, can we just talk about regular life? Like, I didn't tell a single person I had a podcast. I didn't want anybody to know anything. I was just there for the experience, But you'll come to find, like, as you get old, like more experience and stuff, and your career starts to really fucking shoot up.
That's something like, I went down to Florida, and there was a point where I didn't really know anybody outside of Orlando. I was in Venice for a little bit. I picked up a job. Like, I didn't need to do it, but I picked up a job just to meet people, and I was working on a Planet Fitness. Just cool. I get a free membership.
Exactly.
I get to network and meet with people. But the crazy thing is, the guy who hired me, awesome guy, he introduced me to one of my coworkers. He was a cool kid. And next thing you know, they all know I make music. And I'm just getting like, I wouldn't say harassed, but a lot of people are like, dude, you make music. That's so cool. Da, da, da. And it's like, you wouldn't know that because I'm working at a Planet Fitness and I'm chilling. And then the funniest thing is, though, people would come up and be like, oh, bro, we should make music together. And it's, I'm like, okay, I'm pretty open-minded with all of my shit. And if you make good music, I want to create with you. People would just like, let's make music. I'm like, okay, send me some songs, send me some tracks. Let's see where your head's at with it. They would never really ever send me anything. Or if they did, it was like, not my style. And then at that point, if I'm like blown away and I love what you're doing and I see the drive and the passion, I'll help you out. But then like, I can see why people, for what I'm about to say, I can see why people would be like, oh, what are you talking about? Because my rate was like $500 a verse, $250 a hook. I would tell these people that, and they would just look at me like, "Oh, bro, you work at a front desk at Planet Fitness, and you think you're a rapper and all this and that." But I said, you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. You know, like it is what it is. You think I didn't lose any sleep over those comments. It's just more fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
And you know, you can be regular, or you can go and do these things where you're just living a normal life while still chasing your dreams. We have to make a living. We have to do shit that might make us feel a little uncomfortable at times. But you know what? I enjoyed it for the time being. But then, like I was only gonna do it till the New Year, but I ended up leaving earlier to come to Ohio for Thanksgiving, and ultimately, I told myself when I go back, it's just full out music, and nothing else. Because you know, when you're in that element, and people, basically what I'm trying to get at is people are always gonna have shit to say no matter what you're doing, and I was under the radar. But when people actually sat there and listened to my shit, I was getting called, bro, you're just like Post Malone, and your shit's so good. And like there was more pros than cons. I'll say that, because it's like I'm meeting all these people, and everyone's like, oh, you know, you really are on to something. And so yeah, I think I knew that, but I'm just trying to be regular and normal.
Yeah, I definitely noticed an improvement about how you've described people like talking to you about your music career. I'm like the same, and my co-host, if hell of a guy, I wish he could be here.
Yeah.
But he would tell you the same shit. Like when I started out, I would feel, and this is like also like working on myself too, I would like feel like people like just shitting on me, you know. I would hear about it too, but like I'd be able to like feel it. Like when you walk in a room, like, oh, there's that asshole that likes to talk shit for like 50, 60 people per episode. What the hell is he doing? Like people would actually say this shit to me, family members, whatever too. And I didn't really take it personally when it came to family members, but especially friends too, because like when you potentially ruin like friendships, relationships with people, future relationships, future friendships with people, it kind of messes with your head a little bit.
Yeah, but you have to get past, like I think we briefly touched this last podcast. You have to get to a point where you have to get past that, because ultimately I sit there and I don't even check my Instagram half the time anymore, because there's going to be weird comments that I'm not going to really appreciate. But I've grown numb to those things, because I know that I'm on a way higher mission and calling than most people who are hating on me are. And a lot of people have told me, they're like, all these people who are going to hate on you, whether you're washing cars, detailing, making music, whatever the fuck you're doing, they're too afraid to do what you're doing. And you're so much more ahead of them than you realize. And a lot of people like to poke and tug at you because their self-esteem is nowhere near yours. And you have to remind yourself that, because there's moments, dude, when I was sitting there and I was like, damn, I should probably go to school or and just give up on this whole thing. But the fact that anyone's even talking about you is a win, no matter what. You have to remember that, because I was always told any publicity is better than none, and any attention is better than none. I'm not an attention-seeking artist. I just want to be heard, and I want to be appreciated. I'm not really looking for validation, but it's nice. But the same goes for you, I bet. It's just a lot of people are going to hate and throw shit. But I always saw this meme or this picture, and it speaks so loudly to me. And it's almost basically like what I said, when you're going one way, go the other way. It's the support versus the congratulations. It's just one person there, and the congratulations, it's this storm of people around you. It's because nobody cares until others care, unfortunately.
And that's what I wanted to kind of tell you about. Everything seems like for you, because you briefly touched on this too last time, but for us it's kind of come full circle, because now people, instead of like shitting on him or me, they'll like come up to me, and they'll come up to him. He never had anybody like come up to him before about this shit, and just say like, you know, man, keep going, you know, I really like what you're doing. And like, don't get me wrong, that feels great. Yeah, you know, it feels like you've accomplished something. But at the same time, it kind of sucks, because it's like, where were these people, you know, when I was struggling, you know, and would they care if shit wasn't really happening?
Well, the thing that's so weird about it too is there are people out there that care. And as of right now, there's going to probably be more people who are praying for you to fall on your back rather than you to succeed.
Of course.
But that's with everybody. For me, it's like I have more support than I actually probably even realize. And I had to get out of my own head because it's like, oh, I should be there exactly where I want to be right now. And unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. And once you swallow your pride and put your ego to the side a little bit and you just get to work and you do realize the people who are there for you, it'll catapult you into the direction you need and want to be in. You're going to face tribulations all the time, and there's going to be people throwing shit at you just because it's easier to do that than to do what we do. So.
Yeah, 100%. And I've come to grips with this is so corny. I've come to grips with myself as a person. I've become more secure in like just relationships with people around me. It sounds like such bullshit, but yeah, I know it sounds like such bullshit. But bro, as soon as I did that, like you said, and it is such like it's so corny. Just tell somebody like, oh, don't care about what other people think. But once you do that, bro, it's a massive weight off your back, bro. I can't. You know.
Well, the thing too is like I'm sitting here thinking, and it's like, I'm from Northeast Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio. A lot of people know me because of football. A lot of people know me because of my past. And I went to Struthers High School and Struthers Middle School for a little bit. Went to Western Reserve, which is like a half an hour away in Berlin Center outside of Canfield. Have a bunch of friends from Boardman High School and all the Catholic schools in the area. I'm well known. And it's like those kids, like there's so many people that you grew up with and you would really like just hope that they would like push you to keep going. And I'll tell you what, you're always going to have your closest friends who are going to do that for you. Unfortunately, there's going to be nights where you have to do it yourself and keep going, but it makes you a better person, it makes you stronger. But basically what I'm getting at is I see so many faces from when I grew up, and I see it's funny. I come into town, I go to the bar, and I see these people, and the fucking thing that makes me crack up the most, you know who I am. And it's not an ego thing. You know who I am. And I walk in there, I'm not, I reciprocate the same energy that I'm given. And if you're going to, look at me and not say anything when you walk out, it just tells me everything I need to know. It's like it's just it's so weird because I grew up with these people, whether it's from my high school or the middle school days. It's like so many people, they don't talk to you, but everything gets back.
Yeah, of course.
And they'll talk about you. And it's so fun. It honestly just, when I hear that shit, it used to make me so angry. It used to make me just so upset. But it's like, oh yeah, I'm fucking doing it now. Because like you're talking about me and it's like, I always hear about it. And when I'm sitting there thinking about it, it's like, basically what I'm getting at is I come back to these cities and I'm glad to see guys like you are doing great things and you're advancing your brand. And what I'm getting at is these people are going to hate on you, but dude, they're never going to leave that town. Yeah. They're never going to branch out and be different because they've been fed this bullshit that you have to do something this way. Like I have people that I graduated with that talk shit to my fucking friends like they're not going to come back to me. Oh, this kid uses too much fucking auto-tune. He's never going to make it. And but my dad told me, he's like, dude, fuck it. Let him talk because you know what? Look how far you've already come.
Exactly.
Look exactly how far you have made it without even doing it yet. This is still just the beginning of this is like phase 2. I got the whole making music thing down. Now managers and all this and that are coming into the question for the business side of what I'm doing. And it's like, bro, it's so much more than just hitting a recording button. You got to songwrite, market, brand your shit. It's a lot.
Okay, so that you bring up a really interesting point. You're a rising artist, and you said managers are kind of coming into the fold. How you're in the process now, right, of choosing a manager? How, like, what are you going through? What precautions are you taking to make sure you get? Well,
I'm not gonna name drop anyone. No, don't. You're fine. But it's like I have financial advisors and everything too, making sure everything goes over smoothly. I just want what's best for my career. I want to do everything smoothly. And there's a lot of things lining up where we're hiring social media marketers. Because, I just checked my Spotify playlist, our monthly listeners, dude. And it's a lot higher than when we talked last time 2 months ago.
I saw that on your story, yeah.
It was like the most it got up to was like 1,600 or something like that. And the craziest thing is I out of the country. Out of the country. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And the fact that I can do that without any real promotion, I can't wait for this bomb to just drop, dude. Because, like, huge. I have so many things lining up that I'm so excited to share with the world and my people.
Literally the world.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, it's insane. And once we start getting that targeting and the right algorithm down and we start cracking the code, I start pushing on TikTok and all these other social media platforms. Dude, I'm just, I can't even put it into words how excited I am because 3.5 years I've been doing this, and it's finally starting to take a crack at the end goal, you know?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with it, and super excited. But just keep going, don't stop. Keep your head screwed on straight. Just keep going. That's all I could say, man. You gotta stay hungry. People are gonna hate you. That's fine. Just smile at them. That's one thing I learned, man. I used to be so fucking angry. Like, oh, you don't like my music? Fuck you. I would let that person rule my day. The second I stopped doing that, I branched out. I went and made changes to my life. Everything changed.
It helps so much. You're just such a more positive person. Like, I'm generally 100%. Like happier. Like, I remember I used to drink, and this obviously isn't a bang, but I used to drink bangs, and I had to stop drinking them because I felt like it gave me so much anxiety because I was so messed up in here. I felt like everybody hated me, so it was that times like 20.
Just from drinking bangs?
Just from drinking bangs. It was like an edible, and I never had an edible in my life, but just I truly haven't. But like, it so much caffeine, right? It just for whatever reason, it like boosted everything up like 20 times to the point where like I'd be walking around, I'd be driving, I'd be like, holy shit, like everybody hates me.
Wow.
It was nuts. But no, I don't want to talk about
No, you're fine. I'm just sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, damn, I wonder if like anybody who marketed for Bang, like if they ever heard that, what they would think. It's like, damn.
I don't know that was the bangs. Are you sure? That,
I think that might have been the edible, bro.
Yeah, I never had an edible in my life, I swear.
I thought you said you did.
No, I've never had an edible in my life. No, I said I didn't. Yeah. No, but I'm telling you.
I don't know. Listen, I don't think that bangs do. Like, listen, I drink a lot of caffeine, right?
I think a lot of caffeine.
More. I don't. That's never like been like across my mind. Like, I just take a sip of like my rain, and I'm like, oh my god, the dude that just walked in my shop wants to like shoot me. Like, I don't think like that.
It's so funny because everybody has their own little preference. I go Ghost. I like the Ghost drinks.
Well, what's the best flavor? Because I was on those for a while.
I love all. You know,
the first one I ever tried was the orange cream soda. I really enjoyed that.
Brutal.
But my favorite was the blue raspberry Sour Pouch Kid.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Swedish Fish, but
it's good too.
Yeah,
I like.
I like both of them. I like both of them. I like both of them.
Do you guys like Rockstar right now?
Fuck.
Not a big Rockstar guy personally.
I don't think it doesn't.
Or
have
Monster.
Caffeine.
Actually.
You ever watch what's the Role Models?
Yeah.
Yes.
With Paul Rudd. You remember that drink that they start pissing out green shit?
Yes.
Probably fucking what Rockstar would do to you.
Yeah, Rockstar or Monster.
Speaking of those, bro, when's the last time, people talk about this all the time, I don't mean to be repetitive, but like when's the last like good comedy movie that was made? You gotta go back.
They had me like laughing.
Like
Dude.
like just politically incorrect enough where it was like funny. You know what I mean?
There was a stretch of like Will Ferrell movies like in a row. Like the Race was one. Oh, I have a perfect answer. Talladega Nights. Like, but
that's
I'm
long
actually.
ago,
I'm actually gonna. I think that the greatest like politically incorrect movie was The Interview with James
Franco and Seth Rogen. That combo, bro. That's
about as politically incorrect as you can get.
They opened up with Eminem. Whole Eminem interview.
About him being.
We're not gonna talk about it.
That
whole thing. Genius.
That whole movie. They go to Kim Jong Un's palace.
I'm not even gonna say it. Like, I was 14 when that movie came out, and I'll never forget. When you're at that age, everything's so fucking funny.
Yeah,
and me and some of my buddies were just sitting there watching that in tears, just watching that shit.
Like, is that a fucking tiger?
No, I like the part. He's like, Jordan. He's like fucking shit.
They call me incompetent.
The best. One of the best ones is like they're driving and they're like, oh, look at that food market. It's so nice. And when they drive away, the whole thing
like, no, they're fucking fake oranges.
Fake oranges. Oh, it's so good. That movie's great.
Like I said, that combo is unmatched with the whole pineapple spread. No, actually, I just watched this year for the first time. This Is the End.
Oh, bro.
First
Great
time?
movie.
That
Oh my
is
god.
such a good movie.
With like Craig Robinson. Dude, they had everyone in that movie.
They had
Channing Tatum in the end.
Emma Watson was in there from Harry Potter.
Rihanna.
Yeah, for like 5 seconds. This was one of the quickest cameos ever.
Of course.
Remember like at the end, Danny McBride's like in that like cannibal van.
Yeah.
And Channing Tatum's
I'm
like
not
on the
gonna lie.
leash. Are you gonna fucking eat me?
Well, see, you know, that's one character I can never get down with. I don't know what it is about him. I just can't.
Who, Tatum?
No. I'm talking about Danny McBride.
Danny
I can't
McBride.
stand any of his characters.
You ever seen Eastbound and Bound?
No, I have not.
I haven't.
You have to watch it. You'll rethink the way you think of
But
Danny
like his
McBride.
role in This Is the End, it's just like.
Well, that's why you gotta watch. You gotta watch Eastbound and Bound.
It's just like that asshole.
Fucking hilarious.
role.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about This Is the End.
Yeah, but
Danny
it's like
McBride,
it's not even like a good asshole. He's just like a
He's
fucking.
just there.
Yeah.
Kind of like a placeholder.
Yeah.
Until the end.
But I don't know. Like
Which is hilarious.
you talked about like the last time a really big comedy movie came out, dude. I don't know because I'm all over the place. But if I do get on something, it'll be a series for Netflix. But
Yeah.
What you watching right now, series wise?
Movies
dude,
suck right now.
The last thing I watched on Netflix was some movie called Bullet Train with Brad Pitt. And
Was it good?
Bad Bunny was in it. The bro,
Bunch
I was
of
so
people in
hyped.
it.
So I'm not gonna ruin it for anyone, but it was cool. It was like one of those Tarantino type vibes, and it's like could have been so much better. But
He's like, I'm not gonna ruin it, but here's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
to the
no, I'm
very
not
last
gonna
thing
even
that
say anything
happens.
because I don't know if anybody's gonna watch it or not. You know, but
You know what I'm really excited to see? It comes out December 23rd. That movie Babylon. It's got Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Tobey Maguire. It's based in like 1920s Hollywood, and films are transitioning from being silent to having sound and like audio in the movies, and like that whole transition about how Hollywood like just changed and how wild it was, because that was like when shit was really starting to pop. You know what I mean? It was like Go ahead.
No, I'm excited to see that movie as well. It's like it reminds me of like a.
sounds like almost like The Great Gatsby.
Yes,
almost, yeah.
yes.
Or like a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as like the setting wise because it's kind of like the rough time.
Yeah.
By the way, I rewatched that movie the other day and
It's in the Roaring 20s. It's about
Yeah.
what's in the Roaring
Yeah.
20s.
Yeah.
I'm a big history bug too, so we can get into
too.
some history shit. So
Okay.
how do you feel about Kanye?
no, we're not doing that.
We can't
No.
do that.
Speaking of
I
history,
plead the fifth.
we had an agreement.
We had an
I'm
agreement.
just fucking around. I'm
That
just
was the
fucking
fun
around.
thing we
I'm
didn't
just
wanna
fucking around.
talk
I'm just
about.
fucking around. I'm just fucking
Yeah,
around.
because he loves history, but we're not gonna get into it.
He loves a different type of history.
He loves
Yeah.
too much, bro.
Yeah, hope he gets his head on right.
Do you know Luke's Jewish?
Are you?
5%.
Does that count?
It does.
Like,
Ashkenazi
listen.
Jew, 5%. We haven't brought that up in a while.
That's why I brought it up. I feel like it's been too long.
Yeah.
Gotta
Well,
get back
I've
to
been
it.
trying to
He used
move
mention it every episode. We used to have a ticker. There were like 3 things that he'd always talk about without fail.
Have you ever? I'm not even gonna ask it.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Hanukkah or Christmas.
I mean, we only knew that we were Jewish until, gosh, we found out like 3 years
Luke
ago.
actually only celebrates Chinese New Year, so he doesn't do either.
I hear it gets wild on the Chinese New Year.
It does.
My voice keeps cracking. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
It's all right.
It's a sign of
This is me being back in the
maturity.
cold. No, I'm just
I can
back in the
believe it.
cold.
I can believe it.
Talk about that real quick. I want to
Dude,
know.
I'm fucking cold here.
Yeah. So you come from Florida straight to Ohio.
But
cold
I grew.
weather.
Everyone's like, you grew up here. I'm like, yeah, I get that, but like my blood's fucking
It's
thinner.
different. You haven't been here in a minute.
Dude, I got on the plane with like just shorts on, like a dumbass.
Mistake.
Shorts and a hoodie, and like I get off that plane and I am just blown away.
Yeah.
Like my lips instantly chapped, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna take some getting used to. It is what it is. I grew up in this shit. I love it. You know, it's still nice to be home, but dude, it is fucking cold, and I'd rather be back in a tropical climate. So.
Yeah, bro. I always fantasize about moving to Miami, but I don't know if I want to move to
Gets
Miami
wild down there.
necessarily.
Gets
Yeah, that's
wild
what they
down
say.
there.
I've never been there, but I just see it on like social media, like pictures, and like, what's the movie with Al Pacino?
Scarface.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, and just seeing a like, and anyway. You talked. I'm reaching back in the conversation here, probably like 20 minutes ago. You talked about the music video that you're going to shoot between December, Christmas, and New Year's.
Yeah.
And being centered around love, and
Here we
just
go.
the whole idea of what love is. And I wanted to ask you because I don't fucking know, what is love.
Well, I'll start off by saying I was in a 6-year relationship, and I thought I had love figured out. And you know, it really is a hard topic to get a grasp around. You know, there's so many different forms of it. You know, when you watch how a son and a father, or a daughter and a mother, their loves are different than a significant other or a spouse. And I sit there and I think, 'cause I went through some ups and downs in my last relationship, and I haven't done anything with anyone, and I've been just finding myself because my aspect or belief of love was just like two people getting together and making it work. And I sit there and I think about it, and it's like that wasn't it. And I thought I knew what love was, and it's just a really tough question. You know, what is love? Like, how do you make that feeling arise for something? Where does it even come from? Do you believe in love at first sight, or I was very young when I attached to that person, and we were heavily in love, and I was thankful for those memories, but that shit fades away.
Yeah.
And I think you can still love a person without loving a person, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And it took me so long to realize that. And I don't know, it's just a feeling. It's a feeling in your chest, in your heart, that you get. Like, you can love things, you can love activities, you can
love a pet.
Yeah, it's just, I think love is just an emotional connection that bonds you with something that you never probably ever thought was possible, so it draws you in even quicker, I think, possibly. It's just such a
it's weird.
It's weird. Yeah,
we're gonna go deeper.
Okay.
You're talking about obviously being in a relationship, and people more and more, I feel like, now talk about hookup culture, like on social media, on Twitter. What do you think? Like, I don't even know how to word this. Like, what do you think caused hookup culture, if that makes sense? Because I think people always used to hook up. I don't know if it's more prevalent now than it used to be. I don't know if that's because social media apps like Tinder, Bumble, Grindr, but
shout out.
Do you like them? That's another thing. Like, do you like the whole hookup culture thing, or are you like against it?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be real with you. I missed out on that whole scene.
Really?
I was in a relationship since the time I was 15 to 22.
It's still going. Don't worry.
Well, I'm trying it now. It's like, dude,
it's still there.
It's so fucking.
You got time. Don't
Hookup
worry.
culture
Don't
is
worry.
not going
You got
away.
time. You got time.
Yeah, but it's like
Best
with
believe.
what I'm doing in life and everything. It's like I have so many options, and I don't feed into it because it's like, dude, it's almost like window shopping when you're on Tinder. You're just sitting there. It's like, not good enough.
I will say,
I don't like that.
I do not have Tinder at all. I've never had any dating app in my life.
Probably got banned.
Besides like social media. Oh my gosh. I never
Sorry.
got banned. No. I never got banned in any of these things because I was never on it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm strictly a social media dude. I just shoot in the DMs.
Not anymore.
Hey, do you
anymore.
DM in Vanish mode?
Yes, I do.
Okay, smart man.
I do that shit a lot.
Smart man. Yeah. No, but
You guys are insane.
no, I'm just being real.
Do you also have your text messages like to where if you open it, it doesn't show that it's read? Or?
Nope.
Oh yeah, my shit's on.
See?
No, I don't ever have my radio on, and I'm really guilty. Like, I'll get snaps all day, and I do the half peak shit. I don't look at it for hours.
Especially,
I do
and
do
I
that.
don't,
I
I
can't
don't do
lie.
this
I do that.
anymore. But like,
It's so
especially
nice.
when
It
you
is.
slid up on like a girl story. Just.
You know what's funny as fuck though? If you're on Snapchat, they could see you peeking. Your little Bitmoji's like this, like peeking.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
It is fucked
Dry
up.
snitching ass Snapchat.
Hey, Luke, my brother, you better chill on this kind of talk. You might.
No, it's fine. It's
I don't
fine.
want it to happen again.
No,
bro.
it's fine. We're not gonna say. We won't say anything.
But no, back.
No, I'm
to-
just saying. I want to chill.
But you see, here's the thing. I never knew that if you peek, the Bitmoji peaks too.
It does.
You see,
It
I
does.
never
You didn't
knew
know
that. I'm a fuck.
I got caught with that the other day.
I've never been
Like,
caught.
What do? You bounce back
Dude,
out.
No,
you know?
yeah, your thing goes like. It's like in, and then it's real quick out. Like I got.
Listen, I haven't mastered.
I got in trouble,
I haven't
bro.
fucking mastered.
Bad.
Or-
Shit.
Bad.
Yeah, I haven't mastered. So like, I make sure I never. The worst is when you're doing it, you let go, and you're like, oh damn
Shit.
it, now I gotta answer
No,
immediately.
or-
It's not an issue of me dodging anyone. I'm just so fucking busy.
Oh, I'm dodging people.
Or you can wait.
I agree sometimes.
I'm both. It just depends.
I'm
Sometimes I want to
dodging
dodge people.
people.
Sometimes it's literally like I haven't looked at my phone.
Yeah, but wrapping back to what we were just talking about, the whole hookup culture and everything. Being all over the country and everything too, it makes it easier and more tempting to want to like do that with get involved with that situation. But like I said, I missed out. I feel like it was really heavy and prominent when I was in college. I witnessed it firsthand, like just dudes in my dorm, like my roommates and shit, having girls just come in and out, in and out, playing football and shit. And just now that I'm on my own and I'm finding myself, and I'm starting to actually appreciate who I am as a man, and starting to realize my own self-worth. Like, I don't need no one right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Where do you think the hottest girls are from? Word to Jimmy Warren.
I'll tell you what.
They're not from
No,
Ohio.
hold on.
Word to Jimmy.
Where I've been, or you mean all around?
Where all around.
Where you've been.
Yeah, where you've
Obviously,
been.
where you've
Yeah.
been,
Where do
yeah.
you think? What do you? What do you
Shit,
think
where I've been, Siesta Key, 100%. That's right outside of Sarasota.
The direct opposite of what
Okay, so
somebody
yeah,
said on this podcast.
We had a guest on here like a
Direct
month
opposite.
ago, and he's been everywhere.
Well, I was there during like heavy tour time,
No, I
so
know.
they're not even from there.
Yeah. Well, no, he said he was talking about Miami specifically, not Florida. And he said Miami, to quote him, he said too much prosthetics.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What do you think that is with the fascination?
Oh,
over
the
there?
BBLs and shit like that.
Yeah,
Jimmy
It's like,
knows.
guys, whatever reason, guys don't give a shit.
No, I give a shit. I like natural, like a
Okay,
woman
me too.
who's confident in her own body.
Exactly.
You know?
Me too. Yeah. I don't get what girls, and obviously they can speak in the comments, but I don't get
They're
when
not
girls
watching.
are like, well, we got a couple, we
You're right.
settled
I'm
down.
sorry, you're right.
Grandma.
That 23%.
But no, I'll never get when girls say like, "Oh, I need a nose job." You know what I mean? Oh, I need lip filler. Like that. It doesn't
That shit's
make me.
weird.
It
I
makes me
mean-
mad almost.
I'm not gonna say it's weird. You go ahead and do it.
No,
You-
I
yeah.
completely agree with you.
Do what you gotta do
Do what
as
you
a
have to
woman.
do, but like it doesn't make sense.
I just, I always think about it this way too. You could always just tell. And one reason why I really don't reach out on DMs and shit, because I have model girls and shit that I've talked to and everything like that. It's just like the ones that you want to be with and everything, or that you are infatuated by. It's like, dude, there's like 500 other guys in your DM right now. How am I gonna stand out? Like, you won't even see my message.
Yeah.
It's just like with the whole fucking prosthetics and all that shit. Like, I'm not attracted to it. I have talked to girls that have done those things. It's just like, because it's big down there,
Of course.
but I don't know. I'm not attracted to it, to say the least.
That's a key word that you just said, though, infatuation. A lot of people our age don't know the difference between love and infatuation.
Yeah.
Infatuation obviously being like a sexual attraction or an attraction like hooking up with something like that. But love is obviously something much more deep and connecting. Yeah, it's very interesting you pointed that out, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not one of those people that think, oh, you got the big triple D's, and I see the scar, It's
just like, damn
it's not me. Okay, speaking of scar, this is another thing I wanted to talk to you about. Liver King recently got busted.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about
Listen,
that?
dude, we all knew for how long he's been faking it just for the clout. And you know what? Like,
There's no way. If you believe them,
Well, okay,
you could
hold
just
on.
tell the steroid
they don't
belly,
move,
bro.
bro.
Listen.
The abs don't move.
Okay, so I saw.
I mean, hey, real shit though. At least he came out and faced the music. It's like, you were fucking faking it and like
Right.
claiming all this.
I don't like the way you said. Hold up, listen. Don't you dare defend his
Hold on.
ass.
Now, I'm not going to defend him.
I can read him.
But this might have been a TikTok doctor, like a fake-ass doctor. It may have been. But I saw it was on Snapchat. He got his abs examined, right? And it was really fascinating. And I'm not going to misquote this because I remember this. Liver King got his TikTok, his abs on TikTok examined, right? And there was this doctor. He did a couple tests, like with stop, listen, with like a vibrating, like a massage gun, right?
Vibrate?
Listen, stop. No. Listen. This is really important. And then he said a bunch of bullshit, whatever. And then he got a kettlebell. It was like maybe a 50-pound kettlebell, right? And he said, hold it in this arm, right? And what was really interesting is one side was flexed. I believe it was the side that he had the kettlebell on.
He's working those obliques.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
So you could see the abs on one side, but the other side you couldn't see at all. And then he said, do it on the other side. And it was the same thing. You can only see half, not the other half. He said if these were fake, you would be able to see like the ab flexed on both sides. I don't know if that's bullshit or not, but it was really interesting to me. It might have been a TikTok doctor. I don't know.
I know you way too well because I knew as soon as you had that little smile on your face, you were gonna try and defend him. Listen, bro, I'm not
a Liver King fan.
But like, what I'm thinking, I don't mean to interrupt, but what I'm sitting here, it's just gonna be brief. It's like, even if you're on steroids, like, your muscles are still gonna form the same way that they. I mean, they're a lot more advanced
It's
and
like
quicker. But like,
accelerated growth, yeah.
were you trying to say like he had abs prosthetically added?
That's what I said.
Well, that was the conspiracy. That was
Okay.
the idea.
That's
that
where I
he-
was confused.
Yeah.
That he was lying about his abs and that he had.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
implants.
Anybody who sits there and eats bone marrow and raw liver, like, I'm gonna just let them do their own thing.
Yeah,
like,
a
cool.
lot of people on social media doing stuff like for the clout.
I just
like that.
like, what do you think about it? Like, he, he's doing well for himself clearly, but it's like, how do you think his family feels like that he's forcing them to eat all this food? And you can even tell like this guy obviously has to take dozens and dozens of like recordings and takes for his reels or whatever he's doing.
Primals.
Yeah, it's just like what I'm thinking is like,
Primals.
how do you think his son or someone feels like, damn it, Dad, I got to record another one. It wasn't good enough, and I'm eating raw liver with you.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn.
I feel like, too, like, you can't just stop doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're trapped. And how long are you trapped for if you are Liver King's son or daughter? Completely unrelated to the topic.
I'd be like, straight up, I'm a vegetarian.
I'm just picturing, like, these little kids just being like, having to eat liver, and then just being like, can we eat McDonald's? And him just like flipping a table, like, no, we're not doing it. Like, just freaking.
That was actually a good impersonation of him.
Yeah, for real. No, but like
I
that'll.
think you're being sarcastic there.
No, 100%.
No, for real.
That's
for
two
real.
strays. No, I'm just kidding.
No strays.
No, but
We
actually,
straight.
like people on social media, not just like people like Liver King, and I don't want to shit on him, but Steve will do it, right? People like Steve will do it. They go on YouTube and they give people hundreds of thousands of dollars. Mr. Beast, right? I don't want to shit on these people because I think Mr. Beast and Steve will do it. Like they're legitimate, like they're good people, right?
Mm-hmm. Dude, I remember Steve when I was in college when he first came out, just chugging the wine bottles back to back.
Oh
to
yeah,
back.
yeah.
I used to love watching.
Like, how
his
is this
videos.
guy not dead?
I think when he just throw it up after or some shit.
I don't know. I ever watched the videos. I've just heard
Bro,
like, stuff
His
like
liver's
that.
made of fucking steel.
He's the
That's
real
all.
Liver King.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is the
yeah,
real
he
fucking
is, yeah.
Liver King, bro.
But no, what I wanted to go on to say was like there's some people on TikTok, for example, that you could tell that they're just doing it for the views, and they'll give a homeless person like $500, $1,000, and it'll like kind of like exploit them. You know what I mean? I guess what I wanted to say is I just feel bad for the homeless person because like why do you have to do that?
Exactly on that same premise. How do you feel about like I know there's this one dude on TikTok. He like goes to diners and like over tips like. He's like, you did a good job today, sweetheart. How much do you think you deserve? Just shit like that.
Whoa.
How much do you think you deserve?
Whoa.
And she's like, they're modest, humble people. They'd be like, whatever you think. Hands are like straight, like 2 bands, and she's like, yeah, and it's like when you see that, it's like that's awesome, but it's like, why are you doing that? Are you doing it for clout or like?
And I feel like we've seen it so much now. Is just like obviously people in our your late teens, but like
Whoa, why you gotta say that?
whatever. Sorry,
Why are you putting me on blast?
Bleep it out. Bleep it out.
I mean, you guys are doing very well for.
I
Thank you very
appreciate
much.
you.
Thank
you.
But like
Appreciate
all
it.
people within like early 20s, right?
There you go.
And we've been seeing this for years and years and years. Whatever you can call it. I don't want to call it clout chasing because, like I said, people like Steve will do it and Mr. Beast. I feel like they're generally good people and much more people, obviously. But like, I just don't get the appeal. The same thing over and over and over again. I feel like you're not allowed to call that out. You know what I mean?
We gotta check. We gotta give you a morals check. You're slamming Steve. You're defending
I'm not
guys.
sl- I'm not-
You're defending guys like fucking Liver
Liver
King and
King.
Andrew
I'm
Tate.
not
Like,
sl-
what are you
oh
doing?
my-
Wait.
No,
Did you just
I'm
bring
not-
up the top G.
He loves him. That's his biggest fan.
Okay, listen,
Stop.
dude. Like I.
Oh my gosh!
Okay.
You had to bring it up.
Like with Tate, it's like
You
dude,
love him.
It's like a double-edged sword because like I fuck with it so much because he's like some of the shit he spits like he doesn't miss with a lot of the shit he's saying. But
Only reason I brought it up in this episode specifically is because we were talking about it at his studio when he was recording. It was me, you, and Josh were talking about it. I think at one point in time,
yeah.
and we were talking about it like really in depth, like way more than we ever talk about it on the show.
Yeah, we were, yeah.
Let's talk about Andrew Tate.
If
then.
you want to,
Let's do it because this is actually a very interesting topic.
No, for sure. Because then we can talk about.
It gets clicked.
I know it does. So here's the thing, okay?
Gets clicks.
I was talking to
Yeah.
a girl that I knew previously she did not fuck with Andrew Tate at all, right? She would say like, for example, I'm checking like all guys' Instagrams to see if they follow Andrew Tate to unfollow them, right?
That's petty.
Right, very petty, of course. She's one of those girls. But I saw her recently. I was at a dinner with a friend, and she was there as well. I consider her a friend, whatever. And she said, you know what? I used to not like Andrew Tate, but he's kind of grown on me. I'm not going to lie. And it was like, exactly, that's what I said. I was like, huh. I wonder how many other girls are like thinking like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, think about when they tried to cancel him, dude. He's still here. You know what I mean?
Okay, another thing, speaking of that, do you have anything else to say about Andrew Tate beforehand?
Yeah, all I got to say to wrap that up briefly is like I fuck with what he's doing. I mean, there is a lot of like I don't know if this is the right word, but just non-masculate or unmasculated man. I don't
Same,
know.
yeah,
Same
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, there's just a lot of men who are just like, it's like the true man's a dying breed almost these days, you know,
Yeah.
with all these screens in front of us. And I really fuck with like some of his messages, and a lot, you know what the funniest part about what he says, when a woman or somebody who disagrees with him tries to check him, it's hilarious because they have nothing to fucking say. You know, it's like, oh, you don't like me, la da da. Please explain why. What's the issue? And they're like, oh yeah, I just don't like you because so and so doesn't like you, and you set such a bad image for women or men. Like, what's the word with the name?
Misogynist. Yes,
Luke's been called that many
I
times.
was called that word early on a lot.
Well, you know,
That's a weird coincidence right there.
That's a weird.
do I think? Well, yeah, but do I think dude can be over the top sometimes? Of course, but
Top G.
yeah, I mean, he talks his talk, and yeah, I fuck with him.
My only criticism of him when it comes to like talking about women is like, this dude says, oh, we have to bring back family, like family is so important, but then he doesn't have a family of his own. It's copying. I'm not copying, but that's what I heard Logan Paul say. It really made a good point to me anyway.
Go deeper into his situation.
Who?
If you've seen it.
Okay.
Because that's a big one right now that is like really, really taking over. And I have my own thoughts on it, but this is your show. I want you to talk about it.
Okay. Well, what is the situation? I don't.
You don't know?
I'm lost.
Okay, so Logan Paul went on his recent podcast, and a lot of Logan Paul's podcasts are scripted, right? They're like their questions are generally there's a list of them, right? But this one wasn't, and people are saying you saw like the true Logan Paul, and I agree, but I don't think it's a bad thing. He talked about religion was a big thing, and he talked about believing a religion that basically makes you follow certain things, like saying gays are bad and abortion's bad, and all of this stuff with no wiggle room, right? Saying that it's an absolute and it's bad.
Concrete,
yes. It's like you're subscribing to a religion that makes you believe these things.
So did he agree with this?
He was against it. He said that it's an outdated religion that has no place basically in this world. That's a very drastic take on things.
Yeah, of course.
But he said what he meant, right? It's rare that people do that nowadays. I want to know what you think about that kind of stuff, and just because me and you have the room to talk about it. If anybody else has any room to talk about it, me and you do, because of the stuff that we've gone through with Catholic school and everything, and like.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say is I don't speak on religion and I don't speak on politics. So I have my own beliefs, but they're gonna stay in my own head.
The topic about him more saying about what he feels and people getting mad about that. Like, I don't think he should have to feel scared on his own podcast to talk about how he feels. You know what I mean?
And people will come at us in the shorts all the time, comments section. It doesn't matter.
Please keep coming at us, though. It helps us.
Oh, please.
Yeah,
man,
it
please.
builds that
100%.
algorithm.
Bro,
Keep calling Luke a pussy.
We talked about Brittany Griner in a 15-second short.
Oh, God.
Got like 53 comments. Shit got like 5K.
I saw a funny ass meme and it was like we just traded Joanna Man over, or we just gave him the plug for all the weapons for Joanna Man back.
Honestly,
it's
like what if he attacks us? You know?
I mean, he might have the resources to make our lives a little harder.
Wouldn't karma be a bitch if that happened?
I think, back to that, the thing that pisses me off is that there's a Marine still sitting over there.
You know what was really weird too is I believe the Marine's brother said he approved of the job that was done, which was weird. Can we get a fact check?
Wait, he was okay with Griner going back? Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying? Well, that's because he's a Marine. He understands, okay, let's get one of our citizens back.
The brother of the Marine, though, that was being held there. I don't know if that's true or not.
We don't
have to fact check it.
Hearsay.
Sure, yeah, why not? Okay, but no, going to the topic of religion, since we're talking about it, or since it was brought up, my thoughts are like, listen, I'm Catholic. I don't have a problem with religion at all, personally. It hasn't done anything bad to me. That's not for me to say, though, that other people haven't had bad experiences with religion.
So I have one question for you.
Go ahead.
What was brought up earlier. Being Catholic and Jewish, does it conflict at all?
No, it does not conflict at all. The Jewish is just like Ashkenazi Jew. It's just 5% of like an ancestry thing.
Cool.
I talk about it because it's cool to talk about. But no, I to get to what piggyback off of what Trey said about Logan Paul. We can't force religion on people, man.
Not at all.
We wouldn't be the United States of America. We would be a theocracy, which is like a government ruled by religion, like Iran, for example, right? They killed the woman who took off the hijab for like 2 seconds or whatever. There was a big thing about that. Yeah. We can't push religion on people, you know? It's we wouldn't, like I said, we wouldn't be free as a country.
Yeah, we live in the free world, and you know, I have friends that are atheist. I have family that's atheist. I have Jewish friends, all religions, and
of course,
it's, dude, whatever you got going on. I've always been the type of person, and it may sound kind of self-centered, but as long as what you're doing doesn't affect me, we're great, we're cool. You know what I mean? No, I want nothing but the best for my people, and not to be judged for it.
And Logan was coming more from a standpoint because his co-host talks about it all the time, and he's like, you know, he's
Mike.
Like, no, George.
The other one,
yeah. He's like, you know, listen. He's like, I can appreciate it, but he goes, the only reason I get on you as much as I do is because you constantly bring it up. It's constantly something that you're talking about, and it's like, if you know everybody else in your circle is like doesn't feel that way, and it's like they're not going to ever feel that way that you do. Why do you always bring it up as much as you do, and why do you feel like if he felt like he was forcing it and trying to make people subscribe to the same beliefs that he has, you know what I mean?
That makes sense. No, but religion is such an interesting topic, bro, because like nowadays,
think about it, because religion has ruled this world that we've been on for thousands and thousands of years.
Many deaths.
Look at the Crusades. You know, we're getting the history that I talked about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm here for it.
The Crusades, man. These people would literally go on crusades and missions to kill people in the name of God. Right. What sense does that make?
It doesn't make any sense.
Not at all.
Or how about Pope Benedict, for example? And like I'm listen, like I said, I'm Catholic. I enjoy I enjoy being Catholic. But
hit him with the history.
Stop. Listen. But
I'm all for it.
But I'm not one to ignore shit, because at the end of the day, no human is perfect. You know, if you have humans running a church, you have humans running everything. Shit's gonna bound to be getting fucked up at some point. But like what I found really kind of crazy and scary was that Pope Benedict, dude, he's wanted for crimes against humanity in other countries because he sent known like priests who have 100% molested children. Ooh. Just moved them to a place in the country where I believe it was like a church for the blind or something for the blind, and he just went blind and deaf kids, right? And he went on whoever this priest was.
That's
yeah,
bad.
exactly.
Blind and deaf. That's
it's shady shit like that. And I get that priests aren't. There's like a real shortage of priests, and I've never had a problem with that at all. I was an altar server, still am an altar server, ironically. But like I've never had a problem with that at all. So I can't speak on that. I definitely know it exists. But it's stuff like that that makes you question, like, okay, we're supposed to trust these people in power at the head of the religion, which, like, I don't necessarily trust anybody because every person's flawed. But then you go and do stuff like that. But then you say, for example, gay people can't get married. It's like, you know what I mean? What are the trade-offs? Because if gay people want to get married, that's fine. If anybody wants to get married to anybody, that's fine, unless it's obvious like a person and an animal. You can't do that. That's
bestiality,
a whole thing. Right? But like if a man wants to get married to a man or a woman wants to get married to a woman, it's not affecting me.
And the beautiful thing about our timeline, where we are on Earth at this point, it's like we're the generation that's changing that.
Everything, bro.
And it's like, dude, we don't give a fuck, because you know what? Our old boomers or whoever turning in their graves, seeing some of the shit that's happening, but look how much we have evolved as human beings, and put all the other bullshit and animosity or whatever is going on through hatred basically to the side, so that we could coexist. And that's really important. And there's still racism's never gonna go away, hate's never gonna go away,
homophobia never
exactly
gonna go away.
And you know what, I still feel like we are trailblazing through our life so far. We're in our early 20s, and you look around, look how different the world is when we were when I was like 5 to 10 years. Dude, this is such a different place.
Yeah, you guys, you too.
We're in the Matrix now.
The simulation.
We're in the simulation. I want to talk real quick, and then we could get to the simulation talk. Very interesting stuff. But
it's not where I thought we were going.
Literally, bro, 100.
We talked about music the whole time. Listen, I'm a normal human being at the end of the day too. So let's take it.
No, people.
Fine. Let's take a dive into
people who aren't fans
minds.
Yet. They need to know who you are, so then they can become fans, and they already probably are. But no, like it's just crazy. Like, not even 100 years ago, schools were segregated.
Yeah, it's insane. Look how far.
The progress that's happened, bro. Like now it's just second nature.
I grew up in like the south side of Youngstown, and it was normal. Like all races were in my school. You know, that didn't bother me ever. I have all types of races in my family. You know, it never bothered me. And you know, it's crazy. I have been around people who are like, that shit bothers them.
Yeah,
and it's like,
it's weird.
You're my age, and like you grew up through the same thing that I went through. Where'd that hatred come from? You know,
it's definitely taught, 100% taught. Yeah. You see that with different people, but then you see somebody who is a father figure, for example, or a mother figure, or a mother, father, whatever, and they act that way, and then the kids are not like that at all. You know, I saw
something on, you know, this is in the same premise. I saw something on TikTok. This doctor was saying like a fight or flight response to trauma.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of children growing up, when they sit there and they're watching like sponges and consume everything that their parents are doing. When they sit there, the guy was basically saying, when you see like your parents fighting and screaming at each other, your trauma is going to be to freeze. Yeah. Because the whole premise of that was that's where attention deficit, that's a possibility where some of those things come from, because at such a young age, when you conflict and face this trauma, your brain as such a young person just freezes, and that's your reaction to it.
You said attention deficit disorder, or
it was off of TikTok. Like,
but you kind of referred to it. There are some people, and I kind of subscribe to this belief. I don't know if ADHD is a bad thing.
Oh, dude, I will say, as a creator, like right now, my mind's always all over the place,
and that's okay.
Yeah, because it leads to cool shit. But
I agree.
It's very, very hard for me to like just stay focused on things that don't interest me, and I've told you that.
100%. I remember you saying that. Yeah. But I feel like ADHD shouldn't be something that we medicate kids for.
Yeah, it's bad, man.
Because you think about it, if you have this urge to not sit still, we already know there's not enough organized play in the school system in the United States. I remember we went to a private school, and we didn't really have a recess in high school, but grade school, at least for me,
fucking sucked.
You can have your opinion on it, but at grade school for me, I remember we only got like 15 minutes of recess, maybe 15 minutes of lunch, if that, and that was it. There wasn't really like play in kindergarten. I just remember preschool, it was there, but I remember vaguely. I was 3 and 4. But when you have a child that has ADHD, or they can't focus and they can't sit still, and whatever's being taught to them besides like the core stuff that you actually need, for whatever reason, they just can't sit still when it's like nap time, for example. You know, why can't there be an avenue for them to exercise whatever it is?
Unfortunately, you know, the sad thing, or the sad truth is that it's just the same cookie cutter program being passed through public schooling. None of the shit that we learned in school, I have really, only just the social interacting.
And that's huge.
That's huge. That's why the only reason, if I did have children, that's the only reason why I kind of would want to put them through school to do sports, social activities, because it'll change your life and, you know, affect you heavily. It's just the actual curriculum is awful, in my opinion. I'm not fucking gonna. History is great. I loved history.
I love history too.
Some science things are cool, but like Pythagorean's fucking theorem. I'm not a fucking architect. I'm not gonna need that shit.
Exactly.
You can tell, you know, and I don't know. I think their goal is accountability.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if you could hold this grade in this class at a certain level, you can do all things in life.
But then the crazy thing is, like, you see people often that they weren't really good in high school when it came to grades, but all of a sudden now they have their own business, or they run multiple businesses.
Exactly, because myself, I graduated with like 63 kids. It was not a lot. I'm probably closer to the back of the line than the front, just because I didn't care enough. And I'm a very, you know, I'd like to think I'm a very intelligent person. It's just I didn't care about schooling, and you know, it's just like right now my attention deficit's whooping my ass. Hold on, I don't know. It's just like with the whole schooling thing. Oh yeah, okay. Let me retract. But the whole schooling thing, it's like, I told you my class is so small, and I'm at the back of the line pretty much. Not last, I bet, but I now own my own business. You know, I have my own LLC, and I'm out here doing shit that the sad thing is I have two really close friends. I mean, it's not sad for them. It's a great thing. They the one didn't graduate high school, dropped out because he had children, and then the other one didn't go to college at all. And like, I'm so proud of those dudes because they stuck out, found a good labor job, and
Exactly.
now they're clearing six figures in their early 20s, just doing shit like that because it don't matter. Like, I feel like college and all the other shit fed to us is just a social experiment, possibly. I agree. Know.
Yep. Our co-host, literally, he was in college for about a semester and a half, somewhere around like a year. And now he has a trade, and he makes well over what a typical kid our age would make. It's crazy how it's not a one size fits all. Education, I feel like now it's kind of failed us. Modern education, at least for the type of kid that's going into like the school now. The education system, whenever it was created, the curriculum, it wasn't created for somebody that's got one of these. It's different.
Yeah, it sucks. It's terrible. I got one question because I feel like we're gonna go into simulation and I might wrap everything up. So before that, I wanna ask one question. What do you want for Christmas, Ryan? Or sorry, Doubt. I don't know if people.
Dude, you just told everybody my government.
I'll believe it.
Just believe it. Yeah.
I'll believe it.
I'm kidding. What I want.
Whoops.
What I want for Christmas is just everybody in my life to just give me a pat on the back, man. I've been going at this shit for a long time. And it's all going to pay off for me eventually. And it's just, I want everybody to be safe, healthy, happy. I can't really ask for too much. I've been so blessed this year. And I went through a lot of shit earlier in that year. But, I just want everybody to be healthy and just have a better outlook on life.
Yeah, definitely.
Be more centered and philosophical and move about your life correctly. That's all I care about. I want all my people to be straight. And
exactly.
If I did have to get a gift, not to be cliche, but recording time, it's not free. I would love some, if anyone's listening.
You want to add somebody? No.
Yeah, just some recording time for my music.
Want to drop the Venny?
The Venmo? Hey, shit, I know my Cash App. It's my first and last name. If you know me, when you see this, just shoot me some money.
And for those of you listening, his name is...
You're an ass. You're an ass.
No, I'm kidding. I'm all straight. I don't need nothing. But
yeah,
I just really hope everybody in my life just figures it out, and they start moving more correctly. That's
exactly. No, I'm like the same way, bro. I don't want anything physical, honestly.
I want a Canon R6. It's $3,000 if you want to contribit to the show.
He went straight to his
wants. Look at that. Okay, wow. You got to at least show your face.
It's a consumer-based holiday, my friends. I don't know what the fuck you want me to say.
Hey,
y'all
better quality.
Listen, if y'all don't want to be materialistic, that's fine. I'm going to be.
I want an R6. If I had to be materialistic,
I want an R6.
I'd probably have to say like what I would really want.
My Cash App is Treciv8, TRECIV8. It'll be in the link in the description. I'm the one who edits these.
What I would probably want
might be on screen too.
Some Balenciagas.
See, there we go.
Yeah. Ooh, we're gonna go there.
Yeah, I've been getting into some fashion recently.
Ted DiBiase said everybody's got a price. Everybody's got a price.
You'd have to pay me to put on Balenciagas.
They're fucking heavy. They look good,
I don't know.
No, never mind. Just tell certain somebody. You want rectification.
Okay, would it make you feel better if I just said Dior, like some Dior?
Yeah, just don't say Balenciaga. I believe
they're chunky.
I believe in that shit.
They're chunky.
The shoes are bulky as hell. But
bulky.
But you didn't hear about the Balenciaga controversy?
That's what I thought he was talking about.
Okay, let's just move forward. No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're just gonna move forward.
We'll just cut that one out.
Ryan wants Balenciaga, guys.
Probably, but I didn't pay enough attention.
It was. Don't. I'm just gonna say it, and then we're just gonna move on. It was like some satanic shit in the advertising.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They said
moving on. You could look it up later.
Cross my heart and hope to die. Okay,
we'll get more into the Christmas stuff next episode.
Yeah.
Wait, from this.
Now I'm gonna.
It'll be 5 days from this. 4 days from this.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. From this episode releasing.
Yes.
I have a question for you because I wanted to touch bases on this because I'm more in my home state, my stomping grounds.
Okay.
December 31st, 2022, Georgia, Ohio State. Who falls?
Well, I think Georgia falls. And
Are you saying that because you're biased?
Yes.
I am a Ohio State fan to the absolute core, like diehard. And we are going to get beat by 30. And
that's a hot take.
It's not. We're going to get beat by 30, and then Ryan Day is going to get fired, and we're going to go into our head coaching search because he lost to Michigan twice. You can't do that. And then he got a second life, and he's going to blow it again. Our offensive play calling is absolutely putrid and miserable, and I don't see that changing because
that D-line is vicious in Georgia.
It's like I literally said before we got into the playoff, I said I wish we didn't get into the playoff because of this exact thing. Like, I wish we could have just moved on from it and like.
But man, I don't.
Fuck it. You never know. It's any given Saturday, Sunday, Friday.
I get it, but like, dude, like, I don't understand.
50-10.
Ryan Day was arguably a top 3 coach. He beat Clemson as an underdog. Well, that year?
That was Trevor Lawrence, though.
That was Trevor Lawrence,
Trevor Lawrence year, yeah.
They got their revenge game.
Then we got mollywopped by... Yeah.
But still.
But Justin Fields got all banged up in that game, too, and then he goes to play Alabama, a week later?
Yeah, it was like a week and a half. Obviously, they lost in the national championship, but like, I don't understand, bro. Like, how are you? I read something on Twitter, and it was like Urban Meyer had to come in and give them a speech. I don't know if it was before the Michigan game or if it was now. By the way, if you get like 29 days to prepare, you should compete.
That's what I'm saying. Where I'm at with it is like when you look what Stroud just went through, Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, these guys are ballers, and they're pissed off because
they should be.
Like we talked about before the podcast started, Stroud could have probably easily won the Heisman if he would have won that game against Michigan. Easily. Locked in. And then Marvin Harrison Jr. is 100% without a doubt the best receiver in college that we've seen this year. And for him to get snubbed by a Tennessee receiver that I've never even fucking heard.
Did you see Urban's leaked what he said to the people?
That's what I was talking about.
He was like, yeah, he was like, he went in there, you guys remember, guys.
What I wanted to say is, dude. What? No. Yeah, but what I wanted to say was, like, when you look at the Stroud and the Marvin Harrison issue and the whole line and the defense, it's like, dude, this is your chance to go out and right all your fucking wrongs. You're hungry. You're pissed off. You got smacked in the mouth. You have probably the chance to create the largest viewed sports game in all of history. Mm-hmm. If Michigan, now we go across the border and Michigan handles TCU like we think they will.
Okay, this is another thing. Max
Duggar's fire. I fuck with them.
This is my college football theory, and it's always true. If you remember back in 2014, Ohio State had the kid with cerebral palsy on the sideline the whole season. No.
So when they played Purdue or no?
I'll get to that. But they had a kid. I forget his name. Might have been Nathan. But they had a kid with cerebral palsy on the sideline the whole season. They end up winning the national championship. This is not a joke. This is not a bit. I promise. I can make it into a bit. Okay, they lose to Purdue. There was a kid with a cancer patient. It
was like his last dying wishes for Purdue to beat Ohio State,
and unfortunately, Purdue beat Ohio State. They were 6-6 that year, I believe, and unfortunately, he passed.
Ohio State, I think, was ranked first at that point, right?
They were pretty high, but unfortunately, the kid passed away at the end of the season. They lose to Iowa at Iowa, and
that shit had me heated, dude.
Well, listen, after the first quarter or the second quarter, all the fans in Iowa, they have that tradition of waving to all of the kids who are in the hospital. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Okay, and then obviously Ohio State lost. And then Michigan, they had that he was a 4-star recruit. I think he was a linebacker or a running back, but he was from Michigan. He ended up getting cancer in his leg, had to have it amputated. But after it got amputated, it was too late. The cancer got all the way into his heart, I believe, into his head. And he just passed away last week, or it might have been 2 weeks ago. I'm not exactly sure. But that's why I think Michigan... I mean, I'm not being an asshole.
You're saying is that the whole?
No, it's my theory. Like
that the premise?
Any college football team with like somebody like that who they welcome into their program.
It's like an inspirational
Yeah,
thing.
exactly, and it fires up the team. And maybe a little divine intervention. I think Michigan's going to win it personally, but I don't want them.
I'm
to
not
win
gonna
it.
lie. If you look at it, as painful as this may be to say, the writing's on the wall for Michigan to win it, and if they are going to win a national title,
It better be
this
this
is their
year. Yeah, this is the year. 100%.
I hope in my heart, like all I want for Christmas is Ohio State to fucking beat Michigan.
Of course.
Is to beat Michigan in the national title. Because, bro, that first of all, those two teams have never played more than once in a season.
Yeah.
And then you bring the magnitude of a national title. Oh my god,
Bro.
Better hope no.
take.
That's a hot take. Well, no, not even
No,
true. Like I said, the kid with cerebral palsy.
That's a great bit.
It is a great bit.
That's a great bit.
But I'm really trying
Sounds
to
like
be
a Family
serious.
Guy
Give it to
skit.
Shine. Let Shine use it.
No. I'm keeping it.
See, he wants to.
I'm keeping it. This is the thing I've had for a while, but this is like seriously though. But going back to what you said, like, bro, if Ohio State and Michigan were to be in the national championship,
Oh my god,
what percentage of the country do you think would watch?
all I
that?
gotta say is, listen, Ohio State was the number one watched TV or team this year. Michigan was right below them because the game this year had, I think my little brother told me it had like over 50 million viewers alone.
And there's 25 million people in the U.S.
I mean,
alone.
I was watching New Heights podcast with Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce, and they were even talking about the game the day after. Like everybody's watching, everybody's tuned in. You put them on the stage for a national title, dude.
Bro.
Oh man, and whoever wins that game, I think, gets bragging rights forever.
Oh, 100%.
If it's Michigan or Ohio State.
You also have to think of the fact that now both programs,
because that's never going to happen again. I promise you, it will never. The likelihood of that,
Give it 100 years.
maybe.
Yeah.
But like those two playing the national title is fucking insane.
Well, especially now it's going to be 12 teams. You're probably
You're right.
right.
That could actually happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but more teams in the playoff, less likelihood of it happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, bro. Especially now because both programs are top notch. Both programs are they're definitely top 10. For sure. We were growing up. Ohio State was just kicking the shit out of Michigan week in, week out.
And it's like you have all these people chirping about Ohio State, like this, Ohio State that. Dude, you should look at their Ohio State's record versus top 10 teams in
It's
the
crazy.
past 2 decades.
It's crazy.
And then people, like it's the same thing with Alabama. People say, "Oh, every time Alabama loses, America wins." It's like the same thing for Ohio State.
Yeah.
When you're at the fucking top, people are gonna hate you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I fucking
Exactly.
hate Alabama, but you cannot. You can't not respect Nick Saban, though. You know.
I agree. No, it sucks. But yeah, I think Ohio State definitely has a chance. And
I hope.
Last time they were the 4th seed. They won the national
Smacked
championship.
Alabama, went to beat the shit out of, who was it, Oregon?
Oregon, yeah. And the Alabama game was the harder game. So you never know.
Zeke went crazy.
Oh, he went crazy.
What do you think about that kid from Hubbard? What's his name?
TC Caffey.
I don't think he's played since that. Yeah, against Toledo, right?
Yeah.
Or Kent State, one of those two.
But he
That
hasn't
was
played
cool.
since that. Yeah, that was really cool.
That's a moment he'll remember for the rest of his life.
I
man.
love seeing the
Everyone
hometown.
wanted to do that shit.
I love
you
seeing
know?
the hometown people. And he might get some playing time too. I think he was a redshirt freshman, but I'm not too sure.
Was he like 4th string? Or?
He might have been 4th string, yeah, but because all like the injuries and stuff like that,
Yeah.
he got a chance, and he made the most of his chance till he got hurt. You know, it's tough to see, but wrapping it up, I don't know how much time we have left because I want to keep talking. 10? Okay, bet. Yeah, bro, I love seeing like local people get their time to shine. Like you would think that there's not a lot of famous people from around here, but you just got to dig. Like
Dude, everybody what's the lead singer of the he's from Warren. Fuck. David something. He's I think he's the lead singer of Foo Fighters. Yeah. Fuck.
Okay,
What's his name?
I'll start naming everything. Ed O'Neill on Modern Family.
Yeah,
he's been in
Ursuline.
a ton of shit. Yeah, went to Ursuline,
Yeah.
exactly. Tony Hinchcliffe, you know.
Yeah,
Tony
he was also on Married with Children too. I'll never
Yeah.
forget that,
But Tony Hinchcliffe, I don't know if you know who Tony.
clue.
He's a famous comedian. He actually went to Ursuline too.
I think Mr. Krabs, the guy who played Mr. Krabs, is
No
from
shit.
Medina or Young. I mean,
No, still it's around here. Though.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know Howard the Duck.
no chance.
Okay, he's like a Marvel Comics character. The guy who
You were on it, man.
Who's it?
David Grohl.
Yeah, David Grohl. Yeah, Foo Fighter.
Wow.
Told you. They have like a whole mural and everything, bro. It's awesome. I love his music. He's from Warren. Nobody fucking knows he's from Warren, Ohio.
That's crazy.
Tony Hinchcliffe went to my high school until 2 years ago.
Yeah, neither did
I don't
I.
even know who Tony
Tony,
Hinch
he's
is.
on Joe Rogan all the time. He's got the biggest live podcast. It's called Kill Tony. It's really cool. So what
We
they
start going live.
Bro, listen, what they do is it's actually cool as hell. They have like a live band, right? And he has like comedians as like judges. Mm-hmm. He'll have at least 3 judges per podcast every Monday night. There'll be like about like 120 people in the audience, and they'll put like a bunch of names in a hat, right? And so they pick a name in the hat. And it's Luke Pipala. Okay, so Luke Pipala, me, whoever they pick goes up and does 60 seconds of stand-up comedy, right? And they all like get judged for it. If it's good, if it's bad, and if it's good, if they fuck with you, they let you stay on. You could riff a little bit, and you get your name out there too.
So it's like The Voice, but for like comedy.
Basically, yeah.
It's fire, actually.
Yeah, it's a really cool concept. Mm-hmm. There's a guy named Hans Kim. He started doing it. I believe he was homeless at the time, or like barely scraping money together before. Yeah, okay. And now he opens for Tony. He's like a legit comedian now.
Trying to get on there.
I mean, fuck.
Fly to Austin. Do your cancer kid bit.
Oh.
There's so much shit I have written down.
Honestly, that
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, and like that's like that.
a lot of it's dark.
Tony, you definitely don't know this, but you remember like the roast of Alec Baldwin, roast of Donald Trump.
Oh, that
like,
shit's funny.
Tony was the guy who wrote most of those jokes.
Really?
Like Snoop Dogg's jokes. Oh yeah, he's behind all of those. Like he worked for Comedy Central for a long time. And there's a lot of people like shit like that. Like I study this shit. Mm-hmm. Like stand up, like specials, everything. Like you would not believe how many like writers it takes for like the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, for example. Like most of that stuff is scripted. Everything. Anything you could think of, like there's a writer's room for that. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine how much goes into it. It's the same thing for any other art. It's an art. Comedy's an art. Acting, of course, is an art. A lot of thought has to go through those things, and that's awesome because, I know many songwriters in Florida that I've met, or people that I've heard stories about. Like they're millionaires because they're just working behind the scene without a camera in their face, selling their work to other people. Which you were saying, so and so was writing jokes for other people. I'm pretty sure he was getting paid to write jokes for everyone else.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wanted to touch on one more thing because we do have like 5 more minutes. Mm-hmm. 5? Less than? What do you think? Less than 5. Since I had you on since our last episode, there's been like 3 rappers, big name rappers, Offset, I believe Young Dolph passed between the time, and then P&B Rock that have just been.
Young Dolph's been he passed away.
Was it Young Dolph? Was it more time? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's been gone for about almost a year, I believe.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Takeoff was recent.
Takeoff. Did I say Offset? I feel like an asshole.
Definitely said Offset.
I feel like an asshole if I said Offset.
R.I.P. to Takeoff. Then you had P&B was killed at a Roscoe's Chicken, just getting food.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone else, but a lot of people have died.
Well, it sucks because
Jada Youngin was murdered this year, I believe. And
it's tragic because obviously this is something that you're really passionate about. Yeah. You're a rapper. This is your profession. This is your passion. This is your career. So. How do you avoid shit like this, basically, is what I'm asking.
First of all, you don't let anyone know where you're at. That's a big thing. You try to stay away from the public eye unless you need to be out there. Security is a huge thing. I'm not at the point where I need to worry about that right now, but security is a huge thing because, you look at P&B's story, he's out there, and he literally has like $180,000 around his neck in jewelry.
Yeah.
And he's just eating a meal with his girl or whatever. And there's rumors and speculation that she set him up, but who knows? And yeah, there's a video. And that's one thing I can't stand. There's fucking videos of these guys bleeding out, like they're like of him grabbing his neck.
Yeah.
It's like I know damn well everyone in this room sees that shit. We're not grabbing our phone. We're gonna react the right way. And the sad thing is there's not a lot of people like that out there.
LA is different.
It's different.
They all care about themselves.
Look at the Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke was murdered, and it's all because he accidentally took a selfie in the background. You could see his address.
Nipsey.
Nipsey was killed in his own hood by someone that he helped out before.
Bro, Quavo was literally there when Takeoff, because I didn't know this, but Quavo is actually Takeoff's uncle.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because Takeoff convinced Quavo that
he should keep going. Yeah.
And
I've always heard, when you look at that shit, I've always heard that soft-spoken person. You could, when he walks in the room, the whole vibe changes. Obviously, I'm not talking like I know him. It's just like everything that I've seen.
Interviews and shit.
It's just so weird because then you have like your dual-sided thing. It's like the musicians they're either being murdered or they're overdosing. And, you know, some of my favorite musicians and creators, they died from overdosing. And, you know, like Juice WRLD, that was huge. And that was such a pivotal point in my career when he passed away. I made it a goal to, like, try and keep pushing forward for guys like that. Who I fucked with his music so much because of how much he displayed his emotion. And that's a beautiful thing in art. You look at Mac, that sucked. I was a freshman in college when Mac Miller died, and then you have Lil Peep. Nobody really talks about him, but the scary thing about Lil Peep was he was dead in his tour bus, and one of his homies was filming him thinking he was like passed out. No, he was gone off his Xans or perks, or I believe it was Xans. But you know, and then all of these people. X is another sad one too, man. Yeah. Because just one of the last things that they said, the people who got caught he said was, "Take whatever you want, don't take my life." And the scary thing is, these people who have passed, they always talk about, PNB a week before he died was on a podcast saying, I've never been tried before, and I don't think I'll be straight. And then it's like X is, I'm not even gonna say anything about another artist, but X is like talking his yeah, that's exactly where I was going, but I'm not gonna get into that for my own safety. But it seems like in that industry, you can't raise your voice incorrectly.
Yeah,
you know?
It's weird. We do have to unfortunately cut, just because I don't want to cut you off. But
no, you're good.
We are running out of time. Where can everybody find you?
I'm on all platforms. I go by the name of Doubted with a 3 instead of an E. Instagram is Doubted Me, with 3D me. I'm on Spotify. Verified artist on Spotify, Apple, Pandora if you're into that, YouTube Music, everywhere. I have some videos on YouTube as well under my name, and I have a lot of concepts coming out, and we're getting very close to a huge year coming 2023. 2022 has taught me more than I could possibly ever know, and I'm thankful for all of my lessons, and glad to say we went out with the bang, because we're moving forward very swiftly and looking forward to what's upon us in the future, man.
Yeah, bro. And I can't wait to see you grow even more.
Hey, this is the time now. I'm really generous these days. I'm not saying this to be petty or anything, but follow me, I'll follow you back, because one day, you never know. Might just be a little harder to reach.
Alrighty. Certainly my dick is hard for me to reach. Everybody have a good one. Make sure you subscribe. Please buy my shit. Good night.